Hello everybody, it's JP Brooks, and today is my 42nd episode of Throwback Thursday, and I've set number 60062. This is the LEGO Arctic Icebreaker. This set comes with 717 pieces, 7 minifigures, 5 animals, and was released in 2014. And this set comes with 6 instructions, and the first set of instructions shows you how to build one of the figures with some ice cubes or whatever, a little ice sculpture, a little light, and the polar bear. And the next set of instructions shows you how to build this little ice crawler that could go in the snow and also fit an ice thing in the back. Third set of instructions shows you how to build the dog sled as well as another figure. Fourth set of instructions shows you how to build the little science-like lab that's a separate build to the ship. Fifth set of instructions shows you how to build 2 figures with a helicopter and some crates, a little vehicle, and a little antenna. And the last set of instructions shows you how to build the icebreaker as well as the captain of the ship. And then in the back, it just shows you piece count, and I think that's it. There's just one more ad in the back for LEGO City game. The first minifigure is the captain of the ship, and he has some blue pants with some nice printing on the torso, and he also has the Arctic logo on the back, and he has a simple headpiece with that beard, and he also has that captain hat. The next minifigure is the Arctic scientist, and he has blue pants with some nice printing on the torso as well. Arctic logo on the back, comes with a little magnifying glass, and he also has a pretty cool headpiece as well as a simple hairpiece, but still really nice. The next minifigure is the helicopter pilot, and he has some nice pants with some nice printing on the torso. He has a little Arctic backpack on the back as well as some straps in the front, and a nice headpiece, and he also has that helmet piece with the little visor which you could put down and up. The next minifigure is one of these Arctic explorers, and he has a nice chainsaw and some snowshoes so he could walk in the snow, and he also has some nice printing on the torso. Pretty cool headpiece, also printing on the back, and a pretty cool helmet piece as well. And the next minifigure is another Arctic explorer, and she has the snowshoes, a little pickaxe to break open the ice cubes, and she also has a nice camera. She has some nice printing on the torso, the legs, as well as the back, and a pretty cool headpiece and helmet or hood piece. The next minifigure is another Arctic explorer, and he has a axe, a camera, and a pretty cool headpiece with those green goggles and a little beard, and the same printing as the other Arctic explorer. And the last minifigure is the last Arctic explorer, and he has the only difference is his headpiece, which has some orange goggles and a nice little smile. And this set comes with 2 of those little ice cubes which have the crystal inside, which you can open up and take the crystal out. And there's also a nice little polar bear, which he has a little fish in his mouth. And his head moves up and down, and his legs also move up and down as well, so you could kind of pose into whatever you want. And the set also comes with 3 other little builds on the side. Well, first take a look at this one. This is a little light post which has the red and white color scheme and also some lights on top which you can move up and down if you want. And the next little build is this little antenna, and there's also a crate on the bottom and a little fuel tank, I guess. And with the antenna you can move it around, and also this part, and you could also angle it like that to however angle you want. And then the last little side build is this little ice cave, which you can put the hook on, which is on one of the later vehicles, and it could pull the ice cube off, and they could retrieve the crystal inside, and you could just put that back. And it's a pretty cool build, simple, has some rock and snow and all different colors, so it looks pretty cool, and it's a nice inclusion in this set. The dog sled has 4 dogs in the front on that little handlebar piece, and they're on that big black piece right there. And then on the back you have a clip for a little walkie-talkie. Other side has a little binocular, and there's also a crate so you could put fish or tools in there. And then there's some lights in the front, those pieces, so it could kind of glide on the snow. And then in the back there's the Arctic logo, and then you would put your figure right there so they could ride the dog sled to wherever they need to go. And there's also a little ice crawler, which is pretty cool, and oops, I just took the roof off. There we go. And the front has that little piece so it could kind of push the snow away while it's driving, and then you have these gear pieces there, so it kind of could glide over rocks and snow and all those obstacles. There's some lights in the front, and then this piece you could take off like I did before, and then you could put the figure inside. There is a little steering wheel, and then you could close that back up. And then on the back there's some clips for a walkie-talkie, as well as a little like chain piece. And then in the back there is a little clip here, so they could kind of clip it onto the crystal and bring it to wherever they need to go. And this also moves up and down, so if they have to dump it out. But you could put that in there, and then if they have another crystal, you could use this chain right here, and they could kind of drag it to their destination. But I just put it on there so it's kind of not falling or dragging in the way. And here is the little science lab, which is for the scientists. The front has a ladder, and you could kind of move it up or down, so whatever you want. I like to put it down so they could kind of climb up. There's some yellow gates with a snowshoes, a broom, a shovel, and there's a door here which you can open. And then there's the Arctic logo there, some lights up there, and there's also a little antenna right here. And then you can actually open this up on both sides, so you could kind of get the max amount of interior space that you could kind of get in there. There's a little case for a crystal, a little coffee mug, and there's a microscope right there, and they could put the crystal under there. There's a little computer with a sticker and a little like jar with some liquid or stuff like that. So it's a pretty cool build, and then you could put the scientist in there and he could research on the crystals. And here is the icebreaker. It's very big since it is a boat piece, and they're very big in general, but we'll start off with the front. There's a little anchor piece, which if I bring you guys down a little bit, there's some lights in the front, a little anchor piece, which you could actually turn this, and the anchor could go down, or you could bring it back up, just like that, and it just sits right there. And then there's also a little vehicle right here for the Arctic Explorers. You could take that off, and it's a very simple build. You could put the figure there, and they could drive the Arctic vehicle, and it just sits there. But you can also take this off, and it shows you the engine inside, which you can see right there, and you could close that back up. And if you don't want the Arctic Explorer using the little vehicle, you put it right there. And I think that's really cool that they have a little place for that to go. And then here is where the captain would be. And there's a little sticker that says Arctic 5 and some more information. There's a little telescope with a little piece right there. And then you can open this up to get to the inside, which I will show you in a second, but there's a better way to get into the inside. And then there's a little 05 there, so there's some red lights and green lights and some windows all around, some ladders, some stickers, all that stuff. And then here is a little light, and there's a little antenna right there with a little dish right there. And then here it has like the orange and white and black, and it says 60062, which is the set number. And then there's also those little life vest things there. And the better way to look into the inside is you can actually take this off. There we go. I'll move that back, and now you can actually see the inside much better. There's some controls with a steering wheel, the little seat for the ship captain, and there's also a red mug, and then there's some space on each side if you want to put something else there, but you could close that back up. There's a little bit better look at the inside. And actually on the bottom, when you take that off in here, there's actually some captain quarters, I guess, with some 2 beds, and there's also some windows around it. So that's really cool. Like if you wanted to put your figures in the captain's quarter, that's really neat that they added that. And then towards the back, there are 2 ladders which you could put down so they could kind of climb onto the ship. And then it kind of sits right there on that and locks in place. There's also a ladder on the other side right there. And then here, there are 2 crates which have supplies in it. And I could take this out. And this one has a chainsaw and a metal detector. The other one has a pickaxe, and they just sit right there on 2 studs. And the helicopter right here, which you could take off. This is for the helicopter pilot. It's a really nice build. You could take this up and put the pilot right there. There's some controls and a little back seat for the pilot. And then it has this thing right here, which you could turn. and then it would bring down the little hook, and they could pick up the crates and put it on the ship. And then you have some just more simple detail on the back with the propeller, the little sticker right there, and then you also have the propeller in the middle, which spins, and then this is where it would land. You have the red and green lights, and it sits on those two studs with that plate right there, and it just goes on like that and fits very well, and it looks really cool. There's definitely a lot of really nice play features in this set, especially with the captain quarters, and that you can put that little vehicle right there. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.